In 2020, Stephanie Renaud took a photo at Lake Auburn, Maine, of her boyfriend Christopher Levasseur and their daughter sitting on a bench. The family insisted they were alone when the photo was taken, yet a faint image of a woman's face mysteriously appeared in the top left corner. The face resembled Jessica Gallant, a young woman whose body was found in a nearby pond in 2018. After seeing the photo, Jessica's mother, Jennifer Gallant, confirmed the resemblance. The photo quickly gained attention online, and both Stephanie and Christopher insisted that no one else was around when it was taken. YouTuber Safety Third was solo camping in Daniel Boone National Forest, enjoying the peaceful atmosphere and stunning scenery. During his trip, he explored several caves, finding nothing out of the ordinary at first. However, when he discovered a new cave, something unexpected happened.
I'm missing a real good one. Look at that. I don't think these are like very old at all. That's a pretty high coal seam too. And it's dry. What the freak?
A sudden, chilling scream echoed through the area, startling him. Alarmed, he quickly realized the noise might have come from someone following him. Feeling uneasy and unsure of the situation, he decided to leave the area without investigating further. Although it could have been a coincidence, the eerie scream lingered in his mind, leaving him unsettled and wondering if someone had been watching him. A Reddit user was snapping pictures during a friend's gathering in the woods when they captured something intriguing. A ghostly figure resembling a soldier holding a musket in the background. The soldier's attire and weapon hint at a historical era, possibly the 18th or 19th century. The striking image led to speculation that it could be a residual spirit tied to a past battlefield. However, the exact location where the photo was taken remains unknown. After a long and exhausting hike, this group came across an abandoned truck stop and decided to rest for the night.
Alright. We saw like a 30-pound beaver. I don't know, but this is where we're camping tonight. It's an abandoned rest stop. We're gonna get inside of it right now.
Set up tent on the balcony. That would actually be so sick.
This is where we noticed the flashlights like coming closer to us
Ian,
because we were getting stalked for like 2 hours.
As they set up their tents, an unusual light flickered from the forest, slowly drawing closer to them. An eerie feeling washed over the group, suggesting someone or something was watching them, but who or what it was remained a mystery. For 2 long hours, the figure remained at a distance, silently observing them. Feeling uneasy, the group decided to leave.
No, they were straight up stalking us.
Yeah,
or some
we've been
shit,
getting
dude. I saw
stalked.
them at the first spot. I see they
Try
turned off their
drive.
light, dude.
Brother, closer.
How you guys doing?
As they packed up to go, they caught a glimpse of the figure again, hidden in the bushes, slowly moving closer. If it was just a harmless passerby, why would they stay so long and not respond to the group? A man was filming his friend trying to free a car stuck in snow on a mountain road in Romania, when he suddenly noticed something strange in the forest.
Shit.
Чуваку.
As the camera zoomed in, a large, hairy creature was spotted walking upright in the distance. The creature's appearance strongly resembled the legendary Bigfoot, a creature typically associated with North America. This sighting raises the intriguing question: could Bigfoot also exist in Eastern Europe, or is there another explanation for this mysterious figure? A man and his family lived in an isolated cabin in a remote forest, where they set up security cameras around the house to capture wildlife. But one night, one of the cameras recorded a terrifying sight. An unnaturally pale figure with long arms emerging from the shadows. It appeared to be walking on two legs, but before the man could react, the figure darted away into the darkness. Disturbed and unsure if it was a ghostly entity or a pale stranger, he was left wondering. What made the sighting even more strange was the creature appeared to be wearing black shoes, suggesting it might have been human. In 2022, a group of hikers on a peaceful trail were startled when a curious polar bear approached them.
Ah! 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 Okay, good. Hey! Hey, Burger!
The bear initially sniffed around but became a little aggressive, even attempting to grab one of the hiker's jackets. Fortunately, the bear was startled by a noise from the hiker, causing it to back off and retreat. Considering that polar bears are one of the deadliest bear species, it's remarkable that the bear didn't attack, given the reputation for being extremely dangerous when encountered. 18 years ago, John took a photo during a visit to a dense woodland. In the background, a ghostly figure can be seen, almost blending in with the trees. It appears to be a man wearing a jacket, quietly observing John. Is this just pareidolia, or did he truly capture a ghost? What are the odds? Dustin, a TikTok user living in the Appalachian Mountains, found himself in an unnerving situation one night after finishing a late shift at work. While driving home along the winding, dark mountain roads, he decided to pull over at a grassy patch near the forest to relieve himself. As he stepped out of his car, he noticed a disturbing sight.
Somebody said that they could see it being like a mountain lion. Like a mountain lion. Or like coyotes. But like, they are everywhere. The more you look around, the more of them you see.
Piles of animal bones scattered across the forest floor in strange patterns. Feeling uneasy, Dustin began recording with his phone. Suddenly, this happened.
So I just... Hello?
A loud growl echoed through the silence, sending chills down his spine. Panicking, Dustin quickly returned to his car and drove away. Some believed it was a wild animal, while others suspected something far more sinister was lurking in the Appalachian wilderness. This camper ventured deep into the dense woods for a solo camping trip, hoping to enjoy the peace of nature. Everything seemed perfect until he noticed something unsettling.
Day 2 of our expedition. We survived the storm, but we won't survive the spider. That's massive.
A large, venomous spider lurking in the corner. It was most likely a wolf spider. Not only are their size and appearance intimidating, but they also have a venomous bite that can be far more than just a nuisance. Known for their aggressive nature when threatened, a wolf spider bite can cause severe pain, swelling, and sometimes even cause an allergic reaction. Fortunately, the man managed to catch and release the spider safely, avoiding any harm. This group of friends was camping near a frozen lake when one of them decided to take a daring plunge. The plan was to dive into a small opening in the ice and swim to the other side where his friend was waiting. But things quickly went wrong. Disoriented in the freezing water, he found himself trapped under the thick ice, unable to find the exit. Fortunately, he realized he could use the rope to find his way back to the starting point. After what seemed like an eternity, he finally emerged from the icy depths, shaken but safe. While reminiscing over old photos with their sister, a Reddit user came across one particularly unsettling image taken in a forest. In the background, a dark humanoid figure could be seen near the woods, partially concealed in the shadows. The figure didn't quite look human, lacking distinct features. The sister speculated it might be a ghost or a shadow figure, unable to come up with a logical explanation. A Reddit user shared a personal encounter that took place in 2012 at Fort Sanatorium in Saskatchewan, Canada. The user, along with her aunt, mom, and cousin, visited the abandoned sanatorium on Halloween night, curious about its haunted reputation. The facility, once used as a TB hospital for Native Americans in the 1920s, was eerie and desolate. The user's aunt snapped a few photos with her digital camera, not noticing anything unusual at the time. It wasn't until later, when reviewing the pictures, that she saw the apparition in one of the shots. Terrified, she sprinted back, screaming, and the group quickly left the site. The user and their cousin were so shaken by the experience that they cried the entire way home. A Reddit user received a video from a family friend who was on a pilgrimage in Mexico, claiming to have captured an alleged La Llorona sighting. The video shows a woman in white walking slowly across a deserted road at night, her deliberate movements adding to the eerie stillness of the scene. La Llorona, a figure from Mexican folklore, is said to wander in sorrow, mourning her lost children. The family friend filmed the entire encounter until the figure suddenly vanished without a trace, leaving everyone baffled. While on a road trip, Lisa had an unsettling encounter with a man who approached her van. Struggling to communicate in English, he used Google Translate to try and talk to her, lingering around the van far longer than was comfortable. Later, Lisa noticed him hiding in the bushes in the pouring rain. He kept moving his car back and forth, parking it directly in front of her van, as though trying to draw her attention.
He just moved even closer so that I can't move out and so that I can't go forward. Please leave. Please leave, you sketchy person. Please leave. This guy is really starting to freak me out. It's been like a half an hour and he just keeps on moving his vehicle so he can see in my van here. And anyways, it's 7 o'clock, 7 p.m. It's raining pretty hard, and he is just such a creepy person, and I didn't trust him when he was trying to talk to me earlier. He's really sketchy. He's really scaring me.
His actions left Lisa feeling uneasy and concerned for her safety. Fortunately, the man eventually left after she ignored him. Mohit Malik took on a 24-hour survival challenge in an Indian jungle, where he built a shelter using wood and plastic wrap, an unusual choice for a jungle night. After spending over 20 minutes preparing dinner, he set up a camera to capture anything unusual while he slept. In the middle of the night, Mohit was suddenly woken by the breath of an animal nearby.
गाइस काफी समय हो चुका है लेपर्ड को रहा है पास से और पक्षी भी बोल रहे हैं जंगली पक्षी होते हैं ना.
The camera later revealed a leopard passing dangerously close to his shelter. Fortunately, the leopard didn't notice him and eventually moved on. It seemed the smell of the food had attracted it, but the situation could have easily turned dangerous. Thankfully, Mohit was unharmed and left the jungle the next morning, relieved and safe. On April 5th, 2018, Hunter M. shared a trail cam photo from the Davy Crockett National Forest in Groveton, Texas, asking for help identifying a mysterious humanoid figure in the image, confirming it hadn't been edited. In the comments, Brian McLaughlin recalled a frightening experience from 2018 near the same forest, where he saw two alien-like orbs that rapidly paced his vehicle before vanishing. Another commenter, John, described seeing a dark mist in the 90s, followed by a 7-foot-tall alien with small black eyes and wings in the same area. Though no one can say for certain what the trail cam captured, it's clear that something strange is happening in those woods. These guys were out on a late-night exploration when they stumbled upon something unexpected.
There's some stairs leading right down to what appears to be a structure under this overhang. We walk inside. It's like someone's building a house. And the property owner said that if you follow to the basement, you'll see it leads into a cave. I mean, we're already in a cave, but there's a whole system down there. I'm gonna follow the ladder and keep on going to the basement.
A house built on top of a cave system leading deep underground. Curious, they ventured into the basement and discovered a hole that led even further down.
So this is the lowest level here. Some cool stalactites. What's over there, man? It's a hole that keeps on going, huh? The basement. Let's see what's in there.
I made it.
Coming through the hole.
Oh, man. Oh, wow, it opens up.
Yeah. There's some cave down here. This must be where the system is.
As the cave narrowed, they were forced to crawl through tight spaces, making their way deeper into the darkness. Eventually, they reached a room with 15 different passageways to choose from. Deciding on one, they crawled through, but it quickly became even tighter, forcing them to squeeze through the narrowest of paths.
I have no traction. It looks promising. Looks better than door number 6. Yeah, it does go back here, huh?
They crawled through water and mud, venturing deeper into the cave system. Suddenly, they found themselves back at the starting point and made it out safely. A Reddit user captured a mysterious image on a rainy night while driving down a deserted road. The photo reveals a shadowy figure holding a light off to the side. The figure, blending into the rainy surroundings, went unnoticed in real time. No one in the car had seen it. The road's isolation and the figure's shadowy presence have left the user puzzled ever since. This CCTV footage from a holiday home captured a truly unbelievable moment. A man was peacefully sleeping near his pool when out of nowhere, a bear wandered into the area. Likely drawn by the water, the bear began drinking, unaware of the man resting nearby. Suddenly, it noticed the man, and that's when this happened. The bear's claw made contact with the man's foot, causing him to wake up. Startled, the bear immediately bolted away, leaving the man in shock, but fortunately unharmed. A Reddit user shared a haunting image captured with an infrared camera in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania at night. The photo reveals a pale, short, humanoid figure lurking behind a tree. Its unsettling posture and distinct pale appearance rule out a typical human. Many compare it to cryptid entities like the Rake or a skinwalker, known for its shape-shifting abilities. Gettysburg's haunted reputation and tragic history add to the eerie atmosphere, suggesting the figure could be a ghostly entity tied to the area's past. But we can't rule out the possibility of it being simply a tree stump. But who knows? A YouTuber known for investigating strange occurrences was contacted by a family who had been hearing eerie voices and seeing mysterious figures at their farmhouse.
I've been invited to this farmhouse. He just introduced me, and she just introduced me. The wife and husband introduced me to their dog. What are you seeing? Dude. Okay, and so they invited me here because they're having issues. This is their property line ends. What is wrong with you? Look, there's movement.
The YouTuber, accompanied by her dogs, visited the site. Shortly after arriving, one of the dogs started barking at the cornfield for no apparent reason.
Oh my God.
As the evening wore on, a dark figure suddenly emerged from the forest and ran into the cornfield.
Go away, car. Dude.
Later, as night fell, she noticed a tall, shadowy figure in the field watching her. Unnerved and realizing she was being followed, she decided to leave the area immediately. This photo, taken in a dense woodland area, was shared on Reddit with little information. The user simply wondered if they had captured a Yowie, the Australian Bigfoot. The image shows a large dark figure standing in the distance. Its massive size and shadowy outline suggest it might not be human, but something supernatural. Given the remote location and unusual features, some believe it could indeed be a Yowie, while others argue its legs appear too tall to fit the description. While casually walking through the woods, a man suddenly felt the eerie sensation of being watched. Turning around, he noticed an unusual black sphere floating in the air, seemingly following him at a steady pace.
Get back.
The sphere moved in an unnatural, unsettling manner, and the man began recording it with his phone. The sphere then charged towards him with incredible speed. The footage abruptly cut out as the man screamed in fear, leaving the viewer with a chilling sense of mystery. a Redditor shared a chilling image captured by a trail cam in Shawnee, Oklahoma, late at night. The photo shows a pale humanoid figure walking toward the dark woods. The strange timing and isolated location raise unsettling questions. Why would someone venture into the woods so late in a white dress? Was it even human? In South Carolina, a man noticed unusual activity in the backyard of his rental, located deep in the woods. Curious and uneasy, he decided to record what was happening.
I hope you can hear this. It sounds like gorillas fighting in the tree. They're breaking limbs bigger around than me. I've never seen anything like it in my life. This is the second time I've come over here. And the first time when I got up under them trying to figure out what it was, they started breaking limbs off and throwing them at me. And I still cannot figure out what it is. Look, they're ruining this freaking place. What in God's name is it? It's bigger than me, whatever it is. Because it's breaking limbs off that it would take me 2 minutes to solve.
The footage revealed a large tree snapped in half, as though something massive had struck it. Adding to the fear was the sight of a pair of glowing eyes staring directly at him.
Oh, it's gotta be a... I don't even think a bear would have a chance in Hades and it doing this. He is pissed. Yeah, that's a healthy tree.
Terrified by the eerie encounter, the man fled the scene, leaving him shaken and unsure of what he had just witnessed. On a quiet truck camping trip, a man was preparing his meal when he noticed something off.
What? What is this? Fuck.
He heard faint footsteps circling his truck, different from the usual nighttime sounds. He grabbed a flashlight and went outside to check, but he found nothing.
Where is Lan? Fuck.
However, as he turned to head back to his truck, he caught sight of a shadow moving at the edge of the tree line. Moments later, he heard the sound of something brushing against the side of his truck. The noises persisted throughout the night, gradually fading by morning. But there were no signs of intruders, no footprints, no disturbances, just a lingering sense of dread. This man was racing along a trail when he suddenly noticed something strange. A massive dark figure crossed the trail in the distance. The creature was covered in thick black fur and walked upright, like a human. While some might consider it to be an ape or gorilla, such animals don't inhabit this type of environment. Others speculate it could have been Bigfoot. Unfortunately, the video quality is poor, making it difficult to identify what the creature truly was. A man was filming himself preparing a meal inside his van when strange things began happening. While joking about his dull knives and snacking on peppers, he suddenly heard an odd noise from outside.
I just heard something outside. Hello? Hello? I could have sworn I just heard something outside. Millie, can you go check on that for me, please?
His dog, Millie, appeared uneasy but stayed inside. Dismissing the sound, the man continued cooking until this happened.
Okay, we're just gonna pretend like that didn't happen. You know, as long as it doesn't happen again. Whoever's out there, I'm making dinner if you want any. Just come on in. Oh! Whoa! Oh. I don't know what just happened, but the camera just fell. Okay, is it freaking haunted or something here? Whatever, I don't care.
His camera, which was placed on the counter, fell twice on its own. Though he tried to laugh it off, the feeling of being watched grew stronger. It felt like something, or someone, was just outside his view. Despite the unease that lingered through the night, nothing else occurred. In 2016, during a family camping trip, a visit to a drive-through zoo in Beijing ended in tragedy. The zoo allowed animals to roam freely and had strict rules telling visitors to stay inside their cars for safety. However, while the family was in their car, the husband and wife got into an argument about who would drive. In a moment of anger, the wife got out of the car to switch seats, not realizing the danger around them. Almost instantly, a tiger attacked her, dragging her off the road. The husband and the wife's mother ran to help, but the tiger turned its attention to the mother, tragically killing her. The wife survived the attack but was seriously injured, and the tiger had to be put down. The family later sued the zoo, saying it hadn't done enough to warn visitors, even though there were clear signs with safety rules. The case was settled for $200,000, and the zoo introduced stricter safety measures to prevent further incidents. This hiker was camping in the dense forest when suddenly he saw this.
Please don't take away my backpack. Please, please.
A bear approached and took an interest in his backpack, starting to drag it away. Thankfully, the bear was only interested in the backpack and didn't harm anyone. Whether the hiker managed to recover it or the bear kept it remains unclear. On November 2nd, 2023, John William embarked on a solo camping trip to Balblair Forest in Northern Ireland, a place known for its eerie reputation, filled with tales of mysterious disappearances and sinister happenings. After setting up his tent and preparing a simple meal, evening falls. As he gets ready to sleep, an unsettling sound echoes outside his tent.
Cheers, folks.
He turns off his light and listens, hoping the noise will go away. But it grows closer.
From there? Over there?
Summoning his courage, John steps outside to investigate, but finds nothing in the dark, silent woods. Convincing himself it's harmless, he returns to his tent. But it isn't over yet.
The f***? Did you hear that? Did you f***? Hear that? The f***? My heart's going
Off, who's out there?
Still shaken, he steps outside again, but the forest remains silent. Finally, William decides he can't stay in the forest any longer and hurriedly begins packing up. What could have been behind these strange events? In 2022, a TikTok user was driving late at night along the dark roads of Belmont, Michigan.
What the fuck?
Stop. No,
Stop.
I'm not. I'm not. No. Hell no.
What the fuck, dude?
No.
They were soaked.
Okay. There she is. There she is. There she is.
Bro, what the fuck? See? That was it. That was it.
She's crying.
While driving, she spotted what looked like a young woman standing alone by the side of the road, crying and swinging an object over her head. Suspecting it might be a trick to lure her out of her car, the driver decided to keep going. Concerned for her safety, however, she called the police and provided her location. Officers arrived quickly and found the woman on her hands and knees, soaking wet and visibly confused. The next day, the TikTok user returned to the scene and made an eerie discovery.
She had to have come up out of the water. Yep, there's a dig spot there. So she came up from down there. That's had to have been why she was so wet.
The woman claimed to have no memory of how she ended up on the road or in a nearby river.
So what it actually was a missing woman from Kalamazoo that ended up in Belmont. She doesn't know how she ended up there. She doesn't remember anything, and she apparently fell into the river. That's as much information.
The strange case remains unsolved, but the TikTok user's decision to call for help likely saved her. And for more chills, watch this next vid.